Hello everyone, and welcome to my Inktoberfest video. Tonic Studios reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be a guest designer for their Inktoberfest celebration, and of course I said yes. There is an awesome coupon code on your screen right now. They sent me these awesome hybrid inks, and I am going to create a very fun fall-inspired project with them. I will link the accompanying blog post below for more information. I am taking the Nuvo Hybrid Ink in Spanish Sangria and the Nuvo Blender brush, which is like a stencil brush, and I have a piece of Canson XL watercolor paper. And for only reason I'm using watercolor paper is because it is textured. And this is how I'm storing my ink cubes, by the way. I just thought that would be something fun to see if you're interested in having the ink cubes. I have both full size and ink cubes, and so that's how I store them. You can see the full size behind me. Anyway, I'm brushing on Spanish Sangria and Acorn Brown onto my Canson XL watercolor paper, and I'm just doing a light blend into a brighter center, okay? I'm gonna trim this down to 3.5 by 4 3/4. That's my favorite rectangle to use. And don't forget to use this coupon code above, because it only lasts for 24 hours, you guys. So take advantage. So now I've got a piece of Strathmore Bristol Smooth White cardstock, and I'm cutting down little pieces, just more manageable pieces of the Strathmore Bristol Smooth, and I have a slew of the Nuvo Hybrid Inks. I will have them all listed if I can't remember, because chances are I can't remember. So I'm blending a darker blue shade into a purple, a more royal velvet shade. So I am doing that. I'm doing a pink into a green. I'm just trying to pick, like, not typical colors that you would blend together, but fall inspired, and I think it really turned out. So what my vision is to create these ink blended backgrounds with these beautiful hybrid inks, which hybrid is they're partly dye, but they also have pigment type properties to the ink. I myself have always been partial to inks that sit on top of the paper instead of the dye inks that kind of start out splotchy and then smooth out. But these ink cubes come in a prearranged set of 3, so it comes with inks that you could already blend with it. So it's super easy, it's really fun. The Strathmore Bristol paper is coated with a vellum, which makes ink blending with any inks a little easier. I'm spraying some shimmer spritz on top of my ink blended panels, and I'm also going to take some metallic gold paint, and I'm going to flick on some gold splotches. I'm really having at it. I am really getting a lot of gold splotches on these panels, and I really like the way that it's going to appear as though it's like fall speckles. So it's fall colors with the gold and the shimmer, and it really just is pretty beautiful. And here's my color cubby / fan to get things to dry for me. So while that is drying, I'm going to get a sentiment going for my card. This is the Your Next Stamp washi tape sentiments, and I'm going to use the Your Next Stamp washi tape strips to cut it out. I've got this Nuvo Clear Mark embossing pad. I have never used anything other than Versamark ink until this day. This is the second embossing ink that I've ever used in my life, and it is also fabulous. I'm using the Hero Arts gold embossing powder. That sentiment was stamped on a Lawn Fawn vanilla malt cardstock, and we're heat embossing that, and we're going to cut it out with the Your Next Stamp washi tape sentiment strips, and it makes it appear as though it's a piece of washi tape. The edges appear to have been perforated just like you would a tape dispenser. So I'm using some perforated tape to hold that down and run it through my Spellbinders Platinum die cutting machine. I really love the size of this machine. I didn't think that I was gonna like it as much as I do. Like, I thought it was gonna be big, you know, and maybe get in the way, but it really isn't. I love it to do this. No, not anymore.
Come on, beefcake, you know.
I can't do it. Hit that one that I just started.
Oh God, she's gonna hurt herself.
I can't do it.
I don't understand.
I need more.
Okay.
Like a lot more.
You want me to just do the rest of it?
Yes, please.
Okay, I got it.
Dude, are you calling for help right now? Seriously? Anyway, thank you, honey, for cutting out all of my leaves. I have this punch, but it's ancient and it's not functioning as great. I couldn't punch it out ever, even when it was brand new. But I love the leaves. So I'm using the Clear Mark embossing pad again. And this time we're going to emboss the sides of my card. Okay, so I have our ink blended panel and I've adhered that to a piece of scrapbook.com chipboard, just white chipboard, and I've adhered it with scrapbook.com double-sided adhesive, and I'm using the edge to go through the embossing ink and get some really sticky ink on there, and then go through the Hero Arts gold embossing powder and then heat up the sides. And you've seen me do this before, I'm sure, but I really love doing that, especially when the card is more simple and it just needs a little special something. This is it. So just make sure that you get all of the powder, because it creeps up in the chipboard and then it'll fall out. Ask me how I know. So now I have another piece of scrapbook.com, a double-sided adhesive on the back of this chipboard, and adhered to a piece of Lawn Fawn Vanilla Malt for my card base. I'm using some Scotch 3M foam tape to pop up the best day ever sentiment. And then I'm using glue dots, just mini glue dots, to adhere all of my leaves. Now, some of the leaves are glue dots and some of the leaves are Scotch foam tape. Okay, so the ones that are adhered flat to something, the glue dots, and then when I felt like it needed a little extra pop of dimension, I stuck a little foam tape behind it. All of them are very well attached to the card base, and it really does look like a big pile of leaves. I just sat there and adhered all of my beautifully ink blended leaves into a beautiful fall pile, and my husband went outside and did some leafing of his own, and you can see that after the photos of my card. We live in the woods, so we have quite a few trees and leaves, and that is a agonizing chore for us every year. Make sure you check out the coupon code and the sale for these awesome hybrid inks by Nuvo. I loved playing with them and all of the beautiful colors, the fall inspired colors. I think the card turned out great. The close-ups are gorgeous. Please follow me on social media, and I'll see you guys next time.